Hi, Timmery.
Hi, Tessa. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. Is it extra Yumai today?
Yes, it is. It's made with so much love.
Yay, I'm so glad.
How much love did you put in it?
I put all my love into it, straight from my seed.
A teaspoon?
Yeah.
Cool.
A tablespoon more like.
Nice.
Welcome, minnows, to episode 20.
Oh my gosh. Is it really?
It's really episode 20, and I've never been more consistent with anything in my entire life, which says a lot because even then I haven't been that consistent. I still, but God gives grace, and I hope that our minnows do too.
God gave me you for the ups and downs. Minnows.
God gave me you for the days of doubt. Is that Blake Shelton?
I don't know. Sounds
If
right.
anyone knows, let us know.
There's no way for us to possibly look that up, and you shouldn't expect us to do any research.
As you know by now. But it's episode 20. We've had so many giggles, so many gaffes, so many ups and downs, treasured moments,
Fights.
angry fights.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a wild ride, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we're just glad to have all 35 of our consistent listeners here today, because we know you're the real ones.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And by all 35 of you, I mean one of them's me, one of them's Tessa, one of them is Tessa's mom, and Jacob's not on the list. He doesn't listen to the pod.
Wow, Drew does.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I need to get my man in check because, well, I guess
He's kind of been sitting here, like, watching us.
Yeah,
the last
he's kinda-
couple. He's kind of lurking.
Yeah, he is looking, except for he's like, it's like, I saw on TikTok and it was like me and my husband doing like parallel play, like where you're just like both doing something at the same time.
Yeah, but not together.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here in front of the camera recording a pod with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting behind the camera in his PJs with noise canceling headphones plugged into his DS playing Pokemon.
Gamer boy.
Yeah, I love a gamer boy. He's always like, babe, it would be so hot if you like wanted to play video games with me. And I'm like, that is just something that's never going to happen.
Yeah, me neither.
But I do feel blessed that you think of me that way.
Of course.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, happy episode 20. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, support, and leave a 5-star review.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as if that's too much to ask.
Seriously.
Anchoevies in the sea, just a podcast with you and me. All our minnows having fun, splashing around under the sun. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah,
How was your week, Timmery?
My week was grand. I actually have something to show you guys. Tessa gave me a gift the other day. Actually, don't know how many days it's been, but I received from Tessa, my best friend, one and only, hold on, this here sobriety token. She said, you told me that there weren't any vape sobriety tokens, so you had to get me an alcohol one.
I think those are funnier, yeah.
Yeah, and so if you were just listening to audio, it's a hot pink glittery coin. It's like a little bigger than a quarter. And it says Sober Princess with like a castle on it. And then on the back, it has a poem that's pretty like aggressive,
Yeah.
which I will now read. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the gal in the glass. So it's basically saying, like, don't even think you're fooling anyone. If you end up taking another sip, you're gonna get heartache.
Yeah, which is, I think, a funny thing to put on a token that should be, like, a token of encouragement. Like,
Yeah, this
hey,
feels
you made
aggressive.
it. You made it to 30 days. Like,
Good job.
you did all these hard things. This is like, if you F up one more time, everyone's going to know it. And the girl in the glass, whoever the hell that is.
I think it's the person looking into the reflection through
Right.
the glass is what I gathered. Oops.
I think it's a strange thing to put on, but I had to get Sober Princess. It's the only one that made sense. I did also get Jacob one.
Yeah, he's hit his 30 days as well. Yeah, no, you're totally right, though, because you would think this would be something uplifting, but it feels almost more like threatening.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to threaten you.
I like that. I'm okay with that.
If
And I'm
you
here for
vape
it.
one more time.
I will never, ever speak to you again.
Yeah.
Tess and I were talking, and you guys, like, Tessa came up with this. You guys aren't allowed to steal it. If you do, we'll know.
This is a verbal patent.
Yeah, actually, it's under patent right now. Do you want to tell them about the niche market that we're working on?
Yes, you might have guessed it. Sobriety tokens, but for vaping. This generation's sobriety tokens and just merch in general for being funny little vape milestone gifts.
Because you said when you were looking, you couldn't find a single, like, vape sobriety, you know, memorabilia.
And I think a lot of people our age are vapors, Vape Nation. They're
Vape
members.
gods.
They're members of Vape Nation.
True.
And when they want to exit Vape Nation, they should get a reward.
True. And we were talking about how it could be like they're almost like funny, like meme type stuff. Like, Slay Queen, you made it 30 days. Now go pop that pussy or something like that.
Oh.
Or, you know, something of the like.
Yeah, something just like that.
Just like that.
I actually, now that you're saying, like, I looked for vape ones, I don't think I ever really looked for them. I think I was always on the, like, you could just have been saying that you're sober. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm 10 days sober from vaping. And so I was looking specifically for sobriety coins.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still don't think there's, like,
I think
like
we
a
could.
coin or something.
Nobody's made something like what we're picturing.
No.
I feel like when we were chatting about this at Zola, we were coming up with all sorts of like sayings and things like
funny haha quotes.
funny haha, silly. Oh my gosh, I'm just really reading into this now because, excuse me, Drew just said before we started recording, Timmery, you realize you are just a joke thief, and you just repeat what Tessa says back, and then
true.
laugh more. And I was telling him that there was this kid in high school where every time I would say something funny, like in a group setting, if I have like a curse where I'll say something and no one will hear me. So when I'm at work, like and people are leaving, I'll go, "Thank you, have a nice day," and they'll just completely not hear me, or I'll be like, "How are you doing today?" Like directly to someone's face, and they're like.
I kind of have the same thing. I don't know what that is.
It's so humbling. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go F myself then. I'm gonna go frick myself.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would say something in a group setting, and then this kid, we're gonna say he or she, they would repeat my joke louder and then get all of the glory for it. And it would make me physically angry. And Drew said basically I do that to Tessa, so I'm trying to watch myself because I never want to be a joke thief.
No.
The only thing worse than being a joke thief would probably be being a bigot.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that on my tombstone.
Exactly. My week was good other than my sobriety token.
Wait.
What?
Your week was good other than your sobriety token?
My
Like,
week
that
was
was
good.
a bad part of it?
Like move like I got my sobriety
yourself.
token. Moving on. What else happened? Here it
Okay.
is. It was also good from that.
Good.
And what did I do? You know, that's a great freaking question. Oh, I opened. It sounded like I have an accent. I don't.
Okay.
I opened a lot, so I went to bed very early, woke up very early, and I have so much energy when I open in the mornings.
Really?
Like, it's weird because it's so early that I think it does something chemically in my brain. And then I get to work. I'm not going to say what time because I don't want someone to stalk me and, you know, shoot me down.
Okay.
I do think of that happening every single day.
Okay. Should talk about that later. We should unpack that.
We can unpack that for sure. And then when my second so the second person shows up, it's like 2 hours after I've been by myself. And I just unload every thought I've been thinking for the past 2.5 hours that I've been awake.
Right.
And so I got to do that 4 times in a row last week. And I was starting to think like I might need to take it down a notch.
I don't know. It sounds like that's well within your rights.
Yeah, they just, take
It's
it.
probably
There's nowhere
just-
they can go.
Imagine like you clocking in at that time and having someone unload. Like
That's
you're
what-
just
exactly what I'm
waking up.
picturing.
Yeah. They're like just waking up, starting their shift, and
Yeah.
they're getting some hot, juicy goss and
Yeah.
really
My
fresh
crises.
thoughts.
So fresh.
So
But
maybe it's a good thing. for
That's
them.
pretty much it.
Cool.
What about you? What do you do? Did you go bowling again?
I did go bowling.
You're on a freaking streak.
I know. Drew was actually at my parents' place helping my dad with something in the evening. And then I was at a friend's house. And then he texted me and said, your parents said they're down to go bowling.
Shut up.
And it was like 9. I was going to go home because I was tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if my
You
parents...
went with Chris and Corey?
I went with Chris and Corey and Silas and Carly and Drew bowling.
Damn. After 9.
After 9.
That's
Yeah.
courageous.
I know. Didn't do very well,
What? I don't believe that.
but that's okay. Thank you. Played Zola this week.
It was amazing.
So good.
I was there. I watched every second, except for at the end I was falling asleep, but that was a personal problem, not because of you guys.
Thank you. You were falling asleep. I was trying to
Hype me up.
I was trying to make eye contact with you while I was on stage playing, and I could just see your eyes nodding off. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
More Pilates this week. Pilates, bowling. Oh, last night. So I ordered these peel and stick tiles, like backsplash tiles from Amazon. They arrived. Got home last night.
And you had to do it.
Immediately. I have to do it
Yeah.
immediately. I had to rip up some previous tile that was on there and just like hope for the best.
I didn't know there was already tile on it.
There was just one row of it,
Wait, so what time did you start the project?
like 8:30 or 9 or something.
And what time did you finish?
10 something.
Oh, that's
10:30.
actually a quick turnaround.
It was a pretty quick turnaround, but I did have to like chip away at these tiles and rip them off the wall.
It looks gorgeous. We'll post a photo.
Yeah.
Gorgina.
So I was so tired, but I physically could not stop until it was done because that's,
Yeah.
I think, the curse that you and I both have.
I don't know if it's just being a woman, which we are experts in,
Yeah,
just obviously.
of course.
But yeah, if you have a home project, it just needs to be done immediately. It doesn't wait. And I think that being married to one of us, Jacob and Drew, are like, oh, it's fine. Just start it tomorrow when you have more time. I can't.
Yeah, or finish it. He said, you don't have to finish it tonight, right? And I
That's
was
the
like,
most bizarre thing anyone could ever say
he's
to
like,
me.
you said 3 hours ago that you were so tired you were about to go to bed at 7:30. And I was like, I know. And then I started this.
Yeah.
And then I finished a whole row. And he's like, you're not going to do the rest tonight, right? And I'm like, no. And then I started cutting
You said, hell
them.
yeah, I am.
And he was like, you're doing it, right? And I'm like, yes. So, unfortunately, but also fortunately. Is it a blessing or a curse? Who's to say? Because now it's
Honestly,
done.
I think it's a better thing than some people never finish projects.
It's true.
If it's a house project, I finish it. But if it's like a personal project, usually I never do.
Yeah.
I like to just start something
It's just
and
like the
leave
state
it
of our
behind.
home has to be. I wasn't going to leave the kitchen half done.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
We're just nesting.
Yeah, we're nesting, but we're not pregnant.
Yeah, we're not pregnant, but we're always nesting, always making sure things are tip top.
Can you imagine what our nesting will be like? when
I'm
we
so
are pregnant?
afraid. I'm so afraid.
I'm scared, and our husbands should be scared.
My baby should be scared. It'll be like flying around in there as I'm like painting the roof.
Yeah, you're like
and-
huffing in all these toxic chemicals.
Oh, for sure. It's like it will probably be damaging to my fetus and myself, but
Yeah, I'll be like moving huge,
boulders,
Yeah.
doing landscaping
big
in the yard.
furniture. Yeah, it's not gonna be good, but
They never said motherhood was all fun and games. They never said it was
Yeah.
all pretty pink dresses and little baby shoes.
yeah.
Not when we're pregnant.
No, ma'am.
Anything else that happened this week that was crazy? That was
Um,
absolutely epic.
Epic. I got my nails done with my mom. You haven't complimented them.
Oh, I actually was not wanting to interrupt you. But they look absolutely gorgina.
Thank you.
I like the rainbow color. It's giving spring.
Yeah,
It's giving pride.
the colors I gave were, the picture was a little more pastel, and then you pick out your colors, and then you realize that they are all neon, no matter what
Let me see.
color.
Are they gel?
Yeah, no matter what color you actually pick out, they're going to be brighter. Like I picked out this kind of reddish orange color for my toes, which I will not show for free on here right now.
Yeah, we'll show that in a private episode. That
But
you
then
have to
she
pay
started
for.
putting them on, and she opened the bottle and was like, "Oh, orange," and I was like, "Yeah, it
You're
was
like,
kind
it's
of
a
like
vision.
an orange red like." But then she started putting it on, and it was like traffic cone orange is what I've got going
Which
on
is
my
kind of
toes.
trending right now, so.
I mean, I had to commit. My mom was like, "Oh, do you want to change it?" And I was like, "I would never ever say, hey, excuse me, actually, I want a different." I'm not doing that.
That's something I would do and be like deliberating for like 10 minutes, like pink, oh red, pink, and the lady
She could
just
have
staring at
given me like a completely different thing. I would have been like, I
I'm
am obsessed. I love it so much. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I mean-
yeah. I feel like did you go to like an Asian salon?
Hell
Those
yeah.
are my favorite because, first of all, I feel like it's always the best like when you go to like some random place that's like in Walmart or next to like Mongolian barbecue. Those are just like it's low key. You don't have to chat with your nail tech, like, because everyone I know that goes to like a really like, it's like costs like $100 and it's like one girl, usually like one white lady.
Yeah.
They're always like, my nail tech is so mean and they say the craziest things and whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you pay like $120 and you could go get the same thing.
I know.
For $50.
I was chatting with my nail tech.
Oh,
She
really?
was
You guys
kinda
were
funny.
becoming besties?
Yeah. I also just love like the atmosphere of being in the nail salon because there was like a couple who came in and they were like 55 or 60.
Yeah.
They're like, we have a 12 o'clock appointment. I'm like, that's really cute, I guess.
Yeah.
So he was getting a pedi. And, you know, they gave him like the laminated sheet of pick which one you want, like which package you want.
Ooh.
And so he's like, oh, I'll do 5. And the girl's literally like, you want 11?
Yes.
And he's like, oh. And like,
Wait,
the wife,
did you go to Nails 2000?
I think it was Cool Nails.
By Costco?
No.
Oh.
It was in Hayden.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was called Cool Nail.
Because they did that to me. I think it was the other Cool
I
Nails
think it's
location. Because I'm like, oh, I want like the basic. And she's like, no, you don't. You want gel. And I'm like, no, I want the basic. And she's like, no, you're getting gel.
You have to be like very affirmative.
So headstrong.
But it
Because
was-
they're just like, you're spending $100 here. Deal with it.
They're so funny. She was like, oh, you want 11? And like the wife laughed. She was just kind of like, okay. And he's like, I don't think I need. And she's like, yeah, cuticle, blah, 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 blah. It comes with this package. And he's like, I think I just want 5. She's like, at least 9. And so he finally like he was just laughing. He was like, okay, I'll
They're
do 9.
honestly like the nail techs at like Cool Nails and places like that are just doing the best sales work I've ever seen because
And, like, not
you
getting
can't get
credit
out of
for
it.
it.
Yeah, they get no credit. What the hell is wrong with that?
I know. I'd never get my nails done. So thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Corey. That sounds fun. I'm glad you got both a mani and a pedi.
Yeah. Well, I'm
'Cause that
going
just
to
makes you feel-
Florida next week for Disney World.
Oh, you're actually going to go to a Flo Rida concert?
No, I'm actually just going to the state of Florida.
It's actually like, I didn't know you were going. That's random. I didn't know they still did
I wasn't
concerts.
sure if you were like, didn't remember that I told you I was going out of
No,
town or
I
something.
know. Yeah, Tessa's going to Disney. She said she's going to capture some insane Anchoevies content. I'm actually really depressed because I had this vision in my head if I went with you that we could do like interviews in Disneyland.
Disney World.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Disney World. In the park. Like, I think we do a
I
really
would
good job
love
of
to have
that.
some Disney adults on the pod.
Oh, it would be so good. So we'll plan some things that
Do you want to go with me?
I do, but I can't.
Why?
I just gotta, take care of some things at home. I'm nesting right now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's fun. It's I'm busy because you may all have heard that I'm becoming TikTok famous.
It's finally happening.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, guys, I'm going to put you on something so real. And if you can't follow this, then you're just not on my wavelength. Okay. That's case in point. I talked about it maybe last week or the week before. The artist's way, or the fartist way, as I like to call it. Since I started doing this workbook, I'm not kidding, like 10 days ago, I've gotten 4,000 more followers on TikTok.
Wow.
I've had like 3 of my videos blow up. I feel like it's like weird how much things are kind of like falling into place.
I love that. Will you tell the story of The TikTok that blew up about the little free art thing.
Yes. Okay. So I was on my artist date. You know what that is if you read The Fartist Way. And while I was on my fartist date, basically you're taking your inner artist on a date. I could go way deeper into this. I will in the latter part of this episode, maybe. So basically I walked, actually I went to, this wasn't related, I guess, but my boss invited me to go sauna with her. And I said yes, because I'm not going to pass up like a free like bougie sauna experience.
Of course.
And the sauna was like from like here to here. So me and my 60-year-old boss are sitting knee to knee, sweating more than we've ever sweat in our lives.
That's bonding.
For 25 minutes. And we would sit in a cold cave, not a plunge. It's like a freezer. You sit in there for 5 minutes, 25 more in the sauna, 5 in the cold plunge.
Wow.
Never felt more energized in my entire life than after that. Wow. But I'm not going to be one of those people that was like, cold is the best. I hate it so much. Like, being cold makes me actually want to, like, put an end to it all, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm walking out. I'm so energized. I'm like, time to take my artist on a date. This is the moment. Mm-hmm. Went to the candy shop.
Cute.
Picked out some candy. It was super cute. And then I was walking around, and I found this little free art gallery or fart gallery. And inside there was an art print or a fart print. And it was really cute. And I made a TikTok and was like, guys, I just found this. It's like a free library, but
those
instead of
boxes,
books,
yeah,
it has like mini easels and little paintings and painted rocks.
It's a very cute idea. Whoever did that,
so cute. I've never seen it. The Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance put it on. I think it's the same people that put on the shows in Riverstone that you guys have played at in that little like against the pond. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same thing that does that. Anyways, so I made a video and was like, oh my gosh, guys, look how cute this is. I'm going to take this print. And it clearly says on the fart gallery, take a piece, leave a piece, or both. This is for the community. Like, enjoy.
It says free.
Large letters, free art gallery. If they didn't want people taking stuff out of it, it would be locked. Okay, there's that. I post this video. I think it has like almost 2 million views now. Mm-hmm. And the people in the comments are so thick in the brain, which part of the reason I love TikTok is because people are just so just like smooth brain, have no idea what they're even saying, type things before I think they even think
before they watch the video
thought.
And before they have
I would never comment
formed.
something on a video I didn't finish unless it was like LOL, like because it's obviously something funny, I don't know, but I didn't even comment that. But like commenting things without watching the whole craziness, first of all, somebody was like, you nasty bitch, how dare you steal from this? And I'm like, in the first like 7 seconds of the video you can see that it says like take a piece, leave a piece, or both. Another person, hey Karen, you just gonna go around being an art thief now?
And you said like, I'm gonna bring something back.
Yeah,
you didn't obviously have anything with you in your pocket at the time.
And so I had people defending my honor, thankfully, going, it's not like she just carries around a bag of art with her at all times.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, have you ever read a sign in your life, or do you know how to read, or do you speak English? So people, it was kind of polarizing.
Yeah, they're kind of funny to look through.
It's pretty entertaining, I will say, and I love like people like fighting over me. I'm like, stop, guys.
Yeah, what?
Guys, chill. It's fine. But yeah, the comment section goes crazy on that post, and like the idea too of just like arguing with a stranger like for such a long thread of time is crazy to me. I can't like, I would just be like, okay. Even them putting out my video, I'm like, okay. Like, and it doesn't bother me. I think maybe if they were like, you're a fat ugly piece of shit, I would be like, what? But that kind of stuff doesn't, doesn't affect me too much.
And then I was like, I think a lot of people followed you from that video to be like, I wonder what she's going to put in.
Yeah.
And just because you're so charming and funny and pretty,
exactly.
Probably. Then you're posting, like, the next video wasn't, like, you returning a piece of art. It was, like, you continuing to post videos, which is what you do. And so it would just be, like, a fit check or something funny. And I would go to the comments, and people are like, oh, so you just steal art, ... Cool. Or they'd be like, cool, yeah, all we're here to know is what you put back in the box. Like,
yeah. Or it was like,
we don't care about this. What did you put in the box, you art thief? Like, people like weren't even letting you post like anything that wasn't related to that.
I was kind of living for it though, because I'm like,
so
attention.
funny.
And some people were like, I knew she wasn't going to put anything in the box. I'm like, it's been 12 minutes.
I know.
And also, I was thinking of like making something, like, but then I'm like, my kiln isn't even running yet. This would take like months for me to make something and put it back. So I did end up putting something back in the box.
It was really cute.
Thank you. I made a really cute teapot, and it's just decorative. And I'm like, you know what? It's time to let her go, because I can make a new teapot someday.
And like, sorry, but value wise, like the piece you took that was like a print, or I don't know if that was like directly painted on.
It was a print, and it got fucked up in the rain.
Damn.
I'm sad. Well, one side isn't, but the side that I actually wanted to frame the flower did get messed up. Maybe you could help me. I thought like maybe I could fix this somehow, putting like painting over it. I don't know.
I'm sure we could,
because it's like the color. I'll show you.
It kind of makes sense. Ran a little bit.
Yeah, it turned like brown.
Okay.
In the rain.
I'm sure we can fix it.
Okay.
But like value wise, you took a print and you like returned a hand crafted ceramic teapot.
Yeah. No, I
So,
probably
like,
would sell a teapot for like $200. Like, it's a beautiful teapot.
Yeah.
When I made it in class, my like elderly ceramics students were like, they who didn't give a shit if I lived or died, complimented that, which says a lot, because they were absolute menaces. Mm-hmm. Not really, but they were. It was funny. I don't know if I've talked about this on the pod.
I don't think so.
When I was taking ceramics at the college, there's like a group of, I don't want to say elderly, but like 60 plus year olds who apparently take the class over and over and over again, because if you're over the age of 55, I think you can take any class at NIC for $50 or something like that, which is awesome that they do that for the community. But these people would take it over and over again, and ceramics at NIC is like a super hard to get into class. There's always a wait list because you can only have 20 students and there's only 2 sections. At least that's how it was when I went. And my teacher, Otis, was like such a like interesting character, like just kind of like almost kind of just like fed up with bullshit all the time, but like he'll be so sweet, but then he'll just be like, I'd be like watching a student walk up and be like, hey, would you help me with this? And he's like, actually, I just clocked out, so you're gonna have to ask me another day. Like, he just had 0 F's to give, but he was like so talented and like educated. I think it just was like way below his pay grade, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like, he probably should have like a way sicker job for like the amount of stuff that he's spent his life learning. Anyways, he would beef with these older people because he'd be like, you know, like, new students want to take the class and they're always here, and they're also the most like high maintenance. So like, there was this, I'm not gonna name this guy, but there was this old guy. I would be like, and this is before I worked there, so I'm just a student. I would be like sitting across the classroom talking to my like peers who are also like younger. Not to, I'm not being ageist, okay? If you're old and nice, different story.
Sure.
I'd be sitting across the room and he'd be like, like he'd start critiquing my work or telling me how to do something, and I'd be like, okay, sir, never asked for your opinion. Didn't need to know that. And then he'd just come over and comment on what I was making, like, I think you could have done this better. And I'm like, you're not my professor.
Yeah.
This is a fart class.
Yeah.
Where I have freedom to create my own fart.
Yeah.
Or art. And I don't need to hear that from you.
Yeah.
And so when he complimented my teapot, it was a real pretty piece. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, bless you. Don't know where I was going with. Oh, yeah. Somebody commented, you took that sick art print and all you put back was a teapot. Embarrassing or something.
Oh my gosh.
I
People are
blocked
brutal.
them.
You can't win.
You really can't. So that's the only one I blocked where I was just like, you're being a biatch for no reason.
Yeah. But I think you did everything great because a bunch of people were commenting on your TikToks that weren't related because they were mad that you hadn't, like, you were cooking for a little bit in between the 2 videos.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of followers.
Like, let me
People
cook.
can see that you're funny.
Yeah, I feel like thank you. The key maybe just be like, wow, English. The key maybe just be like, I think the key, I'm going to give you guys my my secret
Take your time.
to become a TikTok star, which I obviously am now because I have amassed so many followers who don't like any of my videos. Is to be like, guys, like, insert like some sort of mystery. What am I going to put back in this box? For example, people could not handle not knowing.
You need to have a video that requires a part 2.
Exactly.
Or people will just, like, I'm just going to like funny people's videos. I'm rarely going to go to their page and, like, see if the rest of them are funny. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The craziest thing, too, is when people comment, like, hey, would you please let me know when you upload the next part? or somebody's like, trusting you to tag me in the next video. Or, like, at me when you post the next one. And I'm like, do you think in any universe I'm going to go out of my way to find your comment and say, hey, go check it out? No, I will never do that.
Right.
It's so much work for no reason.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Anyways, that's fun.
Well, I'm excited to see where this career takes you. Have you put in your notice at work to become a full-time TikToker?
I didn't put in my notice. I just went in there in true anchovy fashion with a bag of dog poop, lit on fire, and said, I'm done.
Right.
And I have not returned so far. That's not true. I'm going into work in 30 minutes, so
right.
It's fine.
That's okay. How many? You need 10,000 to join the Creator Fund. Is that true?
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Well, then I'm almost there. I'm hoping. I'm actually just living in a state of delusion. I started sending out pitches for people to send me products for free. I'm basically saying I'm a small creator now, but my trajectory is is on the rise. Mm-hmm. So you should work with me while I'm not charging anything. Yeah. And it's really a state of delusion that I'm living in, but we'll see. I think, ask and you shall receive. Brings me back to this book, The Artist's Way. I really think everyone should read it. It's crazy how much more confident I feel about myself, and it's like really cheesy, but I think, like, I don't know. The delusional people are always the ones that go the furthest, I think.
It's true. Sometimes you need to have a little bit of cheesy cheddar delulu.
Exactly.
To make it far, and I've always said that.
Yeah. She has always said that.
Give me the cheddar. They actually call me Big Cheddar.
Big cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I've totally called you that before.
Yeah, everyone kind of does.
Mm-hmm. Yep. One of the like big things about this book that apparently I just want to marry because I'm obsessed with it is that you do your morning pages. So every morning you journal just like 3 pages of whatever. Mm-hmm. Could be anything. And the girl talks about how you can like check in. It sounds like crazy, but just bear with me. And this is also, I feel like, kind of a therapy tool as well. Mm-hmm. But like, I literally taped a picture, like a really cute picture of myself at age like 7. And so I every day I'm like, it's Big Timmery. That's me.
Okay, Big Cheddar.
Big Cheese. That's who you're talking to now, who you're hearing from. Uh-huh. Little Timmery is within. That's cute. The child that was robbed of, a normal childhood. And so I taped a picture, and so it's like if someone read my journal, I think I'd be like maybe checked into an institute, because I'm like, hey, little Timmery, how are we doing? Good, Big Timmery, blah blah blah. And it's like a conversation. Mm-hmm. And it's genuinely whack, but I've probably never felt more like, I don't know, confident and like sure of myself and like connected to my faith and all that kind of stuff. It's really weird, but
that's really sweet. I feel like we talked about that a little bit, like in the first couple episodes. Mm-hmm. Of like, oh, we're mean to ourselves, and like little we would never be that mean to like little us. Like, look at a picture of yourself as a little child, be like, would I say those things to her? I think we said that a long time ago on one of these episodes.
We live by that.
It's funny that now you're like, hi, little Timmery.
Yeah. Well, even like during my day to day, I'm going to be like, or I will be like, little Timmery, how we doing? Like, I'm like acting out or being irrational. I'm like, okay, actually, baby girl, it's gonna be okay. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I might be psycho, but if it's working, we're not gonna knock it. So highly recommend. I'm trying to put everybody I know onto this book. Even one of my coworkers, I was like, I gave her my tips and was like, go buy this book.
Really?
It was $2. That's the only tips I made that day.
You're so
I
generous.
was like, if you go do this right now, I will give you all my tips. And she was like, okay. And I was like, I think it was probably disappointing because she might have thought it would be more.
Yeah.
Because the book's definitely probably $18 at least, I would guess. But everyone should do it.
Maybe I'll read it.
Yeah.
And do it.
You should. I told Jacob, you should do this with the whole band. And he was like, it's lame. And I said, I guess you just don't want to grow your little fartist within.
Yeah, and I guess you don't love me, you know?
Yeah. If you really love me, you would make them all do it with you. And he was like, I'm not going to make anyone do anything.
Okay, well, maybe you should suggest it as our...
That was my next step. Is I
manager.
told Jacob, maybe I can get everybody on board, but you have to do it too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for songwriting, that would be incredible.
True.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to shut up about this because I have talked about it
No.
for 20 minutes.
That's great.
Just obsessed. Did we put anything in our group, in our brainstorm this week?
I feel like it was about the vape.
Sobriety. Yeah, this week we did not amass a lot of topics when I work at really early in the morning and go to bed at 9 and have been like not really living a life outside of that. I don't know. Oh, I did think of something.
Yeah, tell me.
And when I say this, it's probably going to sound like Mean Girl-esque. I don't mean it that way.
Okay.
Because I think it's mostly funny. And it's not something that I really... You'll see where I'm going with
Go
this.
ahead.
So I feel like every friend group, you have someone that's like a local celebrity, you know? Someone where you'll see them and it's like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. And like, you know, you just deem them to be a celebrity. They have no idea. They probably don't even know you really exist that much. You may be an acquaintance with them. And it's like, we have that. But I also feel like every friend group has like a local enemy where like they don't even, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
But for some reason you're just like, she would do that.
Yeah.
She would post that on her story. Mm-hmm. And that's really where it ends. So it's not really, but it's like, for some reason, this person does nothing to me, like on a personal level, but I just am like, you're my enemy.
Yeah.
And and then I see them and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, of course. It's like
of course.
It's like the nail salon. I'm not gonna actually confront someone like that.
No, never.
But I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And
It's a phenomenon.
it is. I actually, one of my ins this year that I don't think I shared was unfollowing annoying people, or not unfollowing, just muting
Yeah.
their stories, because there's a couple people that I can't bring myself to unfollow them as much as I would love to, because I don't want them to find out that I unfollowed them and for them to hate me.
Start a war.
And start a war. That's just not something I'm interested in doing. But some people, I look at their stories or their posts and I just like kind of want to bash my head against a wall with all the
Exactly.
love and respect in the world.
So much love and respect.
And it just makes me like more, it just makes me, you know,
More physically angry
More
towards that
physi-
person than
Yes.
you already are.
which like is not even, it's not good. It's not fair, you know? So I just have been muting them. And it's
I
a
love
beautiful,
this.
beautiful thing to just like, if there is someone's name that pops up, every time I look, I'm like, you're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this is making me mad. Just a little mute.
Just move on.
I wish I could just
yeah.
mute people in real life though.
Oh, that's so real. No, I love that though. And I've actually, okay, this is another case. Tessa and I are just on the same page because we haven't even talked about that in person.
Yeah.
And I literally recently had a thought and was like, there are some people that I follow that either I know them from grade school or like, for some reason, like, it is like a weird obligation, like you said, that you like can't unfollow because that would be like, I mean, I guess you could do whatever the heck you want, but then I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not good at that. If I see that someone's unfollowed me, a lot of the times I'm like, thank God I can unfollow them back. But I'm not really the first one to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like a weird like moral confusion, which is dumb. It really isn't even real and it doesn't matter. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to see so many people all the time, just like at my job.
Right.
And you know, I feel like too, the people you want to unfollow are the people that check their followers on a
Yes.
regular basis to see who unfollowed them.
I know.
I never do that unless it's like, I had this one friend that I'm not friends with anymore. And one day I just like woke up and was like, do they still follow me? And they didn't. And then I was like, oh, it's going down. But that was like a specific.
That's what I do too. I'm not like ever checking or going like, oh, I think I lost a follower.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I'm like, I haven't seen this person pop up in my thing. I personally would love to unfollow them. And then I check and I'm like, oh, they've already unfollowed me.
Like,
this
sweet.
is perfect.
We're
I'm not
done.
offended. I'm like, great to break that tie a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, just
Social media is
clean
stupid.
cut. It's dumb. It doesn't even make any sense. But the other day I was just like, there's this girl I follow and she's like, it's like, I don't even know her anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know how old we were when we were friends or if we were, I don't even remember. But like everything she posts, I'm just like, I'm like physically like struggling to read these things. Like they make me have physical reactions and like sweat going down my neck. And I'm like, why? Okay, first of all, literally don't need to follow this person whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I have free will. I can unfollow or like mute or block or do whatever I want to all these people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And then I also, this 2 parts is I just started blocking people. If like, say they comment something mean, I'm just like, oh, I can just block them.
Yeah.
And anybody who I'm worried, this is more of a weird like thing. As I'm rising to my TikTok fame, if there are people in my life that I think are going to judge me or I feel like are out there to judge me, I'll just like block them from my TikTok.
I love that.
And then I'm like, oh, I don't need to worry about that person looking at my stuff. I can't see it.
I love a preemptive block.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that before where I'm like, I would just prefer if this person didn't find me on social media so that we didn't have to do the whole like, oh, they followed me, now I have to follow back, you know, whatever.
This
Whether
applies
it's
especially with coworkers.
coworkers, yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but I have preemptively blocked people who I would just prefer to keep them in an office, you know, separate from my...
It doesn't all need to be connected.
No.
And I fully support that. One thing that actually gives me night terrors is that Jacob's dad says my TikToks go across his FYP all the time. And Jacob's dad and I could not be more different. My father-in-law is a police officer. If the fact that he can see my TikToks makes me like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
Physically ill, yeah.
But he's also like, you know, a private person. I cannot find his TikTok page to block him because I went, oh my gosh, Scott, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna block you. He's like, oh yeah, block me. That's fine. I'm like, but I can't find you. You're like untraceable.
Wow.
And I just know like the weird things I'm saying, like, it just pains me. I bet Jacob's mom follows me, which is fine because Becky's like she's just always
maybe
there
get
to
your
support
humor
me
a little more, yeah.
No, even then I'm like, she probably thinks I'm weird. Well, they already know I'm weird. But then I'm like, it's weird because, okay, I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast because I love her and I am forever and always an Emma stan.
Right.
She was talking about how obviously like your personal identity isn't going to be the same as the person that you are on the internet, no matter what. Like, it just isn't going to be the exact same. Even like the podcast, like we're in podcast mode.
Yeah.
We're trying to make something that brings people joy and makes them laugh, and it's not that serious. It's still different than how we are in person. So it's like you'll have people who are like, oh, like they act different online or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, you're not going to be the exact same online. At least that's what I think.
Right.
And she was talking about that. Like, obviously, like you're doing something, you're trying to do this for maybe it's a different goal or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like totally an okay thing. I feel like that also gave me a lot more confidence to just be like, oh, it literally doesn't matter. Like,
yeah. And you can still be the same person and have different little sides of you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be the same person in my 9 to 5 office space that I am on here or with like my close friends or on
Yeah.
TikTok or something, like, and it's not like you're being two-faced or like fake. You
Yeah.
just like have different sides of you that come out whoever you're around, which is
Yeah.
totally fine.
I totally
Truth
agree.
bomb.
Truth bomb incoming.
Warning.
No, but that I feel like gave me a lot of like freedom to be like, oh, it's actually not that serious. But then I think of like my in-laws all watching my videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I just have to go, little Timmery, we're
That's
okay.
okay.
It doesn't matter, and they love you, and it's fine. But if I can find Jacob's dad, I really would love to block him because I'm like, hey guys, good morning, what's my whatever. I'm like, he does not need to see this.
That's so funny.
Neither do any of my in-laws for that matter. Even
Yeah.
Jacob, sometimes I'm like, oh, this is good. But Jacob's kind of like my gauge, my TikTok compass of like, that's not very funny, maybe don't post it, or
Yeah.
that's awesome, baby, go for it. So I feel like it's nice to have that second opinion.
For sure.
So
One time I did not preemptively block someone who I should have, which was a previous coworker of mine at a previous job who was like 50 maybe, and just like I should have known right away from meeting her that I needed to find her and go block her so she
Yeah.
could find me. I didn't think she was hip enough to have a TikTok. And so like not that long into working together when I realized how strange she was. She came into work and was like, I found you on TikTok. And I was like,
last words,
I was
famous
like,
last words.
oh, she's like, yeah, I saw. And she had gone deep. Like she was mentioning TikToks that had been on there for a while. And I just was like, okay. And then I literally looked her up and blocked her right then and there.
Blocked.
Even though she had just found me. And I was like, what are the odds? I think I told Drew that. I was like, I blocked so-and-so on TikTok and she just found me. And he's like, you can't do that. She's going to find out.
Yeah, but if she's 50 and up, she's not going to figure out that
She's
you
going
blocked
to
her.
search
She's going to be like,
and
oh,
be like, I don't know where
weird.
it went. Because I think I said, oh, I'm not on there anymore. I'm not on TikTok that much.
I
She's
went
like, I was
rogue.
just on there yesterday. Too bad. You don't have the right to follow
No.
me on TikTok.
Oh.
But I have my previous coworker who also is my cousin's wife, by proxy, my cousin, another bestie of mine. We used to work the same job together with that same gal. And she sent me, since I don't see her because I blocked her, she came up on her FYP. And it was it was just like a screenshot of a text. And it was like, had music over it. And it started out with, Dear Jonas Brothers. And it was a really long thing.
Like a DM?
No, it was just, she was posting a TikTok that she tagged the Jonas Brothers in.
Oh, okay.
And it was a really long, wordy essay about like, me and my daughter are going to your concert tonight. And like, my daughter's been through so much. And if you guys could just like shout her out or bring her on stage or something. I was like, what?
Oh, no.
So I love just like, I feel like I'm getting the best of all worlds because I don't work with her anymore. Love her. Hope she's doing well.
She doesn't have direct access to you,
But
you
still-
have access to her.
Yeah.
It's kind of a power move.
It's kind of great. So
I'm obsessed with that. No, I love like any middle-aged TikTokers. I think they
have a
pretty
special
entertaining.
place in heaven.
They really do. They are getting a crown jewel when they go up the stairway to heaven for
Yeah.
sure.
My Auntie Chelsea got banned from TikTok like last year. Like she's,
Did she make a new
40s.
account with a different email?
I think so. I don't know if she just had to like be in TikTok jail for a while, but I was like, how did you?
Why'd she get banned?
I don't even remember.
Chelsea, what were you posting?
Seriously.
Come on, I bet it was something pretty funny.
Yeah.
I would have liked it. Just know that.
Yeah.
Whatever she was posting.
Sure, we were supporting.
I think she has a lot of potential to be a TikTok star, but I don't want you to get too big of a head. So actually, I'm going to peel that back.
Yeah, we should just beep that whole thing out.
Yeah. No, I had to take out the beeps because the minnows were complaining that they were going deaf. They were like, oh my gosh, I was listening in the aisles of, the grocery store with my AirPods, and I actually think I lost some of my
The
hearing.
beeps were so loud.
I couldn't control that.
I think
and
there's
I don't
got
know
to
why
be
you
a
would
way to
expect me
control them, but I thought they were so funny. Like, it's jarring.
There's nothing like listening to them. Ah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, well, now we just have free language. Also, I've been trying to curse less. I don't know if you guys noticed. Sorry about me saying pussy pop today. That was not kosher, but we're improving. I think that something that makes me want to not curse is watching Love is Blind, because the people on there are so tacky and they're like, freaking blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, is that what I sound like when I cuss?
I know.
You know, it's like something about seeing a bunch of 30-year-olds talking like Gen Z. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, no,
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't. So now I've resorted to saying frickin'.
Frickin' and flippin' heck.
And B. She's such a B.
Yeah.
But, or I just say, see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's code.
Oh my gosh. I think I sent you this thing. I sold a table on Facebook Marketplace. And this girl.
We need to post this on the Instagram.
We should.
Okay.
She
On the
looked like she was
Instagram?
a little bit younger than me. And I posted a table. I said in the description, table only, chairs not for sale. Because I had an old picture where I had these cute little chairs. And you kind of got to stage stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't mean everything in the photo is included. And so I say, table only, chairs not for sale. She DMs and is like, anything wrong with this? I'm like, no. And I sent her like a couple more pictures. And she's like, okay, I'd love to come grab them. I can make a separate trip for the chairs. And I was like, okay, sorry, chairs aren't for sale. And she's like, oh, sad. Okay, well, what about these chairs? Like, okay, I'll still get the table, but and then she was sending me pictures. She's like, how do I look up those chairs? Anyway, we're having too long of an exchange for Facebook Marketplace, but
Or is it actually just as long as the rest? Because people are so unhinged.
people are. But she was like sending me screenshots of these chairs. Would this look good at the table? I'm like, those are cute. And then I can't even say it out loud.
I can.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
She said, OMG, like, these are so cunty. I love it. Or something.
Yeah, she's like, these are expensive, but cunty for sure. And I was like, you're messaging a stranger on Facebook Marketplace.
Not only-
obviously she can see that I'm fairly young.
Yeah.
That's like a bold word to just throw out.
I think it's really actually respectful. Hot take, because not only does she not know you whatsoever,
Yeah.
she just saw the way you styled one part of your house and is asking you for so much advice, and then gives you the holy grail comment is that's going to be so
yeah.
tea?
And I like didn't even know what to say. I was like, yeah, haha, they are kind of expensive, but they're cute or something. And then anyway, she came over and I didn't even deal with her. I had Drew. Like, Drew was home.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you didn't even get a me?
No, but then she messaged me. She was like, your whole house is so cute. You and Drew are both so nice, blah, blah, blah. And I was
You're like, come see my band.
yeah, I was like, are you going to show up to my house later and try to hang out?
Yeah, actually one time I did sell something on Facebook to this girl and she showed up and I was like, oh my gosh, like parallel universe, it's me buying something from me, because she had like a cute vintage jacket, like the exact same outfit I would have worn, and I was like, girl, hi. And she's like, girl, hi. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. She's like, shut up, I love your jacket. And I was like, here you go. And she's like, here's the cash. And then that was it. I'm like, who are you?
Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go.
Yeah, you got to go to work, Sister Sue.
I gotta go to work because my TikTok career hasn't actually taken off, guys. I was lying.
Yeah.
But today has been such a fun episode for episode 20.
Yeah.
And we just love you guys so much. And oh gosh, I wish we had merch we could sell them or something.
Yeah, we should do a giveaway for 20 cents for our
Yeah.
20th episode.
Okay. Comment. We're gonna post an Instagram carousel. We'll include a picture of that conversation, Tessa's new backsplash, maybe some comments from my famous TikToks, and then if you listened all the way, you can comment a blue fish emoji under the episode
Bonus points if you include the warning symbol before it
and after.
and after.
And then if you comment that on our post, you'll be entered to win a giveaway for 20 cents. And that will be delivered via Venmo. So if you don't have Venmo, then you can't participate. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty good giveaway, so make sure to enter.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love
Thanks
you.
for listening.
Bye.
Have a great week. Bye.